A busy day on the local share market. Earlier I spoke to Charlie Aitken from Southern Cross Equities. Charlie Aitken, how much has the ousting of Egypt's Hosni Mubarak had on global and local markets?
Oh, it's definitely played a role here today and overseas on Friday, Tiki. But I think there's a bunch of other factors at work too. There was some good Chinese data out today which helped Australian resource stocks. In America, consumer confidence was better than expected on Friday night. But I think, look, the Egypt crisis being slightly solved was a positive for everyone.
Well, we're expecting some very big numbers out of BHP Billiton this week, and the market also gets a look at Westfield and a couple of the banks. How are they faring in the market at the moment?
It's interesting. We've got 27% of the ASX 200 index reporting earnings or talking to the market this week, which is a big chunk. So it will set the direction of the market for the near term. Obviously, BHP, the market's now speculating, sort of almost telephone book numbers for profits and capital management, etc., and the stock made a 12-month high today ahead of that. The banks also, ANZ and Westpac, who are talking to the market today, also strong today ahead of those comments. So the market's hoping for some good news here.
Speaking of big companies, and I can't let you off the hook from your call on Telstra profits last week.
Well, the profits were down, Tiki, but the stock's up 12 cents since we last talked. So, there's expectations and then there's the share price. Look, I think the revenue side of Telstra is improving. The dividend is intact. The stock looks cheap and, the future fund is left as the last seller. I think Telstra shares are still going higher and I think you've seen the low point of earnings this half.
All right, well, we're always expecting any movement among the building material companies after reasonably firm housing finance figures from the Bureau of Statistics.
Yeah, those housing starts today were actually a little bit firmer than expected. But look, there has been a slightly better tone in the building material stocks, particularly the Australian ones. I think it's more to do with the Boral result being better than expected last week. Boral's shares are up about 10% since then. Quite a big earnings surprise there that no one really saw coming. And that's dragged up the sector, but the data today was helpful as well.
The ASX 200, of course, is just a stone's throw away from that 5,000. Any chance it'll get there this week?
Yeah, I think there is actually, Tiki. If BHP can meet the market's expectations along with the bank trading updates that we mentioned, I think we should get there. Look, I think by hopefully next Monday when I'm on this show, we'll have a 5 in front of us. But it's just a round number. But we just need to get through this week's earnings reports and I think we'll do it.
Indeed. Charlie Aitken, thank you very much.
Thanks, Tiki.